Welcome back to Shaman King 2021 Anime Review episode number 23. This I'm discussing episode 23 of the series, The Power of Yo. Before I go started with the review, I have to apologize for not having any videos the past few days. The main reason why, I've been out of town and I've had no time at all to do any recordings, mainly because a lot of the time I've been watching my nephews. Yep, that was the simple reason for it. So now basically I'm home from my trip to New York for the past few days, and I'm here discussing the 23rd episode of the Shaman King series. Now, originally I wanted to do this on Thursday when it aired, but it wasn't there. Nope, the website I've been watching it from did not upload it for some reason. My guess is, it's just my personal theory, maybe the subbing wasn't finished yet. That's probably the reason why that or the fact came in late over in Japan. That's probably the reason for that. This episode covers chapters 131 to 135, which means as of this very episode, because of the fact there are 300 chapters for the whole manga, if you don't count the fact that in depth chapters 3 through 5, they have roughly 175 chapters left to go. Actually, there's 165 chapters left to go for the entire series to be adapted. And within just a few weeks, we're going to be halfway through the series, which is going to be awesome to say the least. Yes. This episode picks up right where last week's episode left off. We have Faust unveiling Mephisto E, the giant as Elsa, who, by the way, no one points this out the whole episode. Not even the manga pointed this out, though. Faust is standing on her chest the whole time. I get the fact Elsa has a problem with it, but why isn't anybody even saying anything about this? Because I'm like, this is so dumb. Like, they point out the fact she's a demon. Okay, they basically do kind of partially explore his backstory with like a whole demon thing where the Faust 500 years ago, where he summoned the demon Mephisto was a great demon, was Archduke of Hell, forged contract with him, offered his own life. And it's a very gruesome creature, per se. Now, why is the E for Elsa? Of course, they already knew that. They kind of speculated already. And then they said they go after Ryu. Well, try to go after Yo, but Ryu steps and he gets frozen freaking twice. And he unleashes his master, his multi-snake form. And then he uses a spirit evolution, basically almost like a Digivolve, into like have Goro, his guardian spirit, having the power to command a freaking Hydra. And of course, they try once again to go after Yo, and does nothing. Yo doesn't do anything at all. It's mostly the fact his mana is so abnormally huge. And the fact also these three were easily beaten by them because of overwhelming power. Of course, Rain himself already left the match already. And of course, they win. Oh yeah, Rhea also mentions the fact that they went through Anna's hellish training. And of course, I was like, what? Anna's hellish training? Well, she is basically, so I say she's a slave driver, but that's basically how she is. And when the match wrapped up, Rain's like walking back to his hotel when he runs into Ho. Yes, seriously, he runs into Ho. Where he basically he off teaching the very same magic, basically the techniques that he basically gave to the Ashura clan. Ren's like not interested at all, and he's like, "Care to join me?" And he's like, "No, I don't like you." And then he pretty much disintegrates the bison spear. And he thought and of course, Bison himself thought it was his cloak was over. So, oh no, it's something else. And then they walk, and of course, Yo tosses the spinner on and kind of walks in the way, and that's the last scene of Ren. We cut to a hotel. Actually, it's a restaurant. They do have a slight change here. Excuse me, because in the manga, The position is the same, where you have the guy from the Iceman team facing away from the counter, back to the counter, while Haruhu is facing the counter itself, but they changed the camera angle for this particular moment. Yes, for some reason, they had it from Haruhu's perspective for some reason. Not really sure why. Even though it doesn't really affect the scene, I thought this was quite strange. It's by far the only really major change they made to the whole episode. Was anything cut from the actual manga? Not really, no. They surprisingly kept everything in. I think the only thing any original they actually had here was probably the bit for the original Faust. But aside from that, and of course they're all curious though, like mention how Yo is like so powerful, and they're curious like where he went, and then the episode ends where he's talking to Leisenberg. Yes, first time he's met in like in person. He's first time he's spoken to him in a few episodes. A pretty good episode. It's interesting. It's not surprising though that the team Hot Springs versus the Ice took 2 episodes. Yeah, it's not surprising given the fact that Team The Ren, their fight took also 2 episodes as well. So no surprise there. And like, what's gonna happen next week? Well, we're gonna have Yo take on the X-Laws next episode. I presume it's gonna happen next episode because I read a little bit further in the manga. What happens like right after this? Yep, I'm definitely looking forward to it. That should be quite interesting to see for the actual anime. Now, I should point out though, where the anime is right now, the original anime never covered this far. Nope, they never did. You see, by the time they finally got to the torn portion of the series, and they'd be teasing the whole series, they didn't reach to episode 42 out of 62 episodes. Here they did it within like 20 episodes, which is great. The fact they actually didn't wait too long. I mean, it took like half the time that the original series did. Yeah, so I do appreciate though we're finally covering something the original anime never got to cover, because they probably had to rush the ending because the fact the manga was still coming out at that point, and they just couldn't extend it any further, so they came with a very okay ending to the series. I didn't think the original series had a terrible ending to it. No. It's just that, and I'm not blaming 4Kids for this. Like, I know 4Kids gets a lot of bad rap because what happened with Yu-Gi-Oh! And One Piece. But Shaman King, they never did any edits of the anime. Nope. They never did. All they did was dub it. Yeah, that's seriously all they did with the series was dub it. They didn't change anything. I mean, some people might suspect they might change anything, but no. The fault lies with the original anime studio with the problems with the original series. I mean, it had a great anime theme song, good music. The problem is the ending was so abrupt. This series is moving at a pretty good pace so far. We're only 23 episodes in. And right now, we're into unfamiliar territory that if you read the manga, you're probably familiar with this point. But for anime only, you're probably like, wait, this was never in the original series. That's because they did a lot of original content toward the end of the original series. Because I think at the time they ran out, they probably cut the manga at that point. That's my personal theory that probably what happened. I think the manga ended like a year after the anime did. Yeah, I think so because as far as I can tell, they actually had like it keeps you curious to how long the official manga is. It's 300 chapters. Though for some reason I'm not really sure why this was. I mentioned this also in my original review, where the original publication for here, they didn't collect all the chapters. Some of them actually skipped chapters, they rearranged chapters, but I think Viz Media must apologize for that because they released a master edition of Shaman King, because the original volume publication for the series was 33 volumes. I think it's like the master edition, I think it is. I think it's like a master edition. I'm looking it up on here. It is the complete edition. That's what they call it. They call it the complete edition of the manga. And apparently, even though Viz Media did publish it originally, Koshida is the current publisher of this manga, which that's interesting. Yes, as far as I can tell, like, here's one for you. Like, what are manga does Koshida publish currently? I think they publish Fairy Tail, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they publish Fairy Tail. I think they also publish Attack on Titan. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like Fairy Tail, Attack on Titan. And I think they also publish Eden Zero as well. Yes, I believe so. You can kind of say that Koshida itself, the manga company, it's probably by far they also publish Card Captor Sakura. The best way to describe this company, it's Viz Media's only known competitor, like when it comes to manga. Yeah, it's the only one I could think of. Like, could it be like any other manga company? Could be like a rival of theirs. The only one I can think of is Tokyo Pop. Yeah, that's the only one I can think of that actually publishes manga besides Viz Media and Koshida. Yeah, there's like roughly three of them. There may have been more, but those are the only three. Let's see. You also have Seven Seas Entertainment. This is mostly this is a manga one, but it's mostly publishing light novels. This one. Mm-hmm. I do recommend checking out some of the Kushida stuff because stuff's usually pretty good. Okay, so that's it for Sickle of You. Oh, any dislikes like with the episode? I know I mentioned a lot likes I think so far the anime and especially this episode is covering something the original manga originally never covered. Is there anything I didn't like with the episode? Well, it's a minor thing with a change of point of view, but it's not really major with me. I can't think of any dislike. Well, the only thing I did not like about the episode, and this is a fault for both the anime and the manga, nobody pointed this out. The entire anime. Like, you watch the episode, why does anybody say that Faust is standing on a woman's chest? Oh, this was just like kind of hilarious. Where he mentions that he's hot, and so she wipes up his sweat. And of course, they're like, "What? She wipes his sweat too?" Well, she's a nurse. What do you expect? That's what nurses do when they help out surgeons. For surgery, they wipe out sweat because usually they sweat a lot. Yeah, that's the only dislike I have for the episode. Expecting nobody pointed this out though. Yeah, so that's it for Sick of You. Next one is going to be Eden Zero. Yes, that will be my next one. And this is the order of rest of the day for anime. Eden Zero, how realistic rebuilt the kingdom, the final episode, the first part of the case study of Vantes, My Hero Academia, One Piece, Case Closed, and Boruto. That's the order. I don't know if I'm going to cover all that stuff today, but I'm going to cover that. I'm hoping to cover a lot of it. Okay, next video. Bye.